Okay, we'll just get right into it with the bump shot. 29 weeks. Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Can you hear me? I got a leash now. I really hope this mic helps with the audio, because I noticed as I was watching this videos, I was like, I don't know, that audio kind of makes me seem far away. So hopefully this little mic helps. Fingers crossed. Let me know. You guys tell me. Welcome back to my channel. Hello. Thank you guys for being here. If you don't already know me, I'm Jordan. I'm talking about my journey through pregnancy into motherhood, and I do things a little against the grain, different, off the beaten path, the not typical way. So if you're interested in that, and if that's your vibe, go ahead and subscribe. Oh, how do we like that? On the spot. That's fun. Today, I wanted to talk to you about what I am doing to prepare for labor. We'll just get right on into it. Stick around to the end, because I'm going to talk about 5 or 6 key exercises, and I'll show you how to do those and go about those. But I'll explain to you why they're helpful. This is just preparing and training your body to go into labor. So first and foremost, the first thing that I've been doing to prepare for labor is getting my mindset good and right and prepared for that. Horror birth stories are a dime a dozen, and everyone's got one, it seems like. So I've been listening to this really good podcast with positive birth experiences, positive home births, natural births, all that. So I'm preparing myself, and that kind of gives me like information on how it went for these people, because every birth is different, but things that I could expect, or really it just mentally prepares you and get that headspace. Honestly, I'm kind of excited to go through that experience. A lot of people are scared and dread it, and there's a lot of fear behind it. But I think since I've been informing myself about labor, about the birthing process, and then filling my mind with these positive birth stories, I think that takes a lot of that fear away. And honestly, I'm excited to see how this experience is going to go for me. I don't think that there's not going to be any pain. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that knowing ahead of time what you're getting into helps release a lot of that fear. And I'll link the podcast below. Doing It at Home, that's the podcast that I've been listening to. They're great. They interview all these different women telling the birth story. Sometimes the husband or the partner is involved and gives their take. So it's just a really informative, fun podcast. So even if you're not planning for a home birth or anything, that is a really good one to listen to. First thing, preparing your mind, getting that ready. It is very true what they say, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. There's a lot of power in the mind. Number 2, the second thing that I've been doing to prepare for labor is really just staying active and eating right. For, obviously that first trimester, I was pretty much a lazy couch potato, but made sure to get right back into it. At 12 weeks, I changed jobs. So I actually got into a more active job. I now work at Amazon, so I'm on my feet for 10 hours a day, moving around. I'm a packer, so I'll take totes, bend, lift, reach, grab, pack. I'm active all day. That's actually, I feel like, been beneficial. Obviously, your feet are a little tired at the end of the day, so it's not a cakewalk, but I think it's just good for your overall health. And then as far as working out, I go to the gym once a week and find a workout. I focus a lot on lower body squats and things like that to strengthen and prepare my legs and lower body. But I also attend this place called Midtown Athletics, and they do kind of like a CrossFit boot camp style workout, and that is really, really good. That really helps my endurance building up, because labor is an endurance event. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So getting those Midtown athletic workouts in, those kind of boot camp CrossFit hybrid style of workout really, gets my blood pumping, keeps that stamina, alive and well. And then I've been going to yoga once a week. And, I might actually start going more than once a week, because since 28 weeks hits, my pelvis is starting to feel some aches of this baby. And I don't even feel like I'm that big or carrying that much weight there, but he has been sitting pretty low this entire pregnancy. And so I don't know if it's just weighing on my pelvis and my pelvis is just like aching, or if my pelvis is stretching. I don't know. But yoga has been a lifesaver for me. At least once a week, I go to yoga and it feels great. Stretches my body. It really helps my mind connect to my body, keep that flexibility up, but also just I can check in with myself and know what's going on with my body, which that's going to be really important during labor. Yoga, great. I go to Be Love Yoga Studio. I'll link them below as well. They are fabulous. The class I go to is a medium level class. You really get that stretch in. It's not so much a power like workout class, but it's like a really good stretch, honing in with your body. So I've been loving that. So the third thing I'm doing to prepare for labor is I found a breathwork class. So actually at the yoga studio, Be Love, that I go to, they have a weekly breathwork class. I was interested in this because I know breathing and relaxation is one of the main things that gets you through labor. The more you can relax, the less your body's tense, the less pain, just being able to control that. It has this very different style of breathing, but essentially it's moving your breath in a circle. So, in normal yoga, sometimes you'll like breathe in for a certain amount of time and breathe out for a certain amount of time. And those are good, and I'll probably use that type of technique, but I'm pretty familiar with it since I've been doing yoga for quite a while. But this type of breathwork technique is moving your breath in a circle. So it's like so there's no pause. And so we're doing that kind of breath for 45 minutes. And so it's been really great to practice that. It really connects your mind to your body, and you can kind of feel sensations in your body when you're doing that kind of breath work. So it really just helps you continue to breathe even when those sensations or things pop up. So this will be really useful when it comes to labor, because there'll be sensations, obviously, and I'll be able to hopefully get back in that mindset and breathe through them. The next thing that I've been doing to prepare for labor is childbirth classes. I know some people do these and it's usually just like a one-day event or a few hours, a short class. Well, this style of childbirth class that I'm taking is called the Bradley method of childbirth, and I really wanted to do this kind of childbirth class after listening to the natural childbirth, the Bradley way, because it's coach-based childbirth classes, believing that the partner is a key role and a key asset into getting through labor without medication. I wanted to do this one for Tim so that he could really understand the process of birth and labor, understand the different phases of labor that I'll be going through, so he'll be able to pinpoint it, so he'll be familiar, and so he'll be able to help me get through it, because a lot of the childbirth stories that I've listened to is you can't answer questions, you can't think about anything, so you really need that person who knows how to help you, who knows how to encourage you, what things to say, what things not to say, and everything like that. So this method of childbirth class is a 12-week course, so you do it every week for 12 weeks. So it's pretty extensive, and then you just learn a slew of information. Each class, you have a list of exercises, and they are the same exercises throughout the book, but they just increase, or there's a different way of doing them and different like relaxation techniques throughout the book. I thought I would give you essentially all the exercises that I'm doing right now to prepare for labor. And I do a lot of these at the gym, but just making sure that I do these every day is key, because you want to train your muscles and build your muscles up to be able to do this. So the first exercise is called tailor sitting. And this is used actually a lot in other countries. A lot of people, I believe in China and stuff, sit like this just at a table. It's similar to the crisscross applesauce. So the benefits of this is this position, this type of sitting encourages the uterus to move forward. That just helps relieve pressure and just kind of opens up that pelvis area. So the next one is squatting. You want to practice squatting. Right now it says often, but personally I'm trying to do at least 50 to 100 squats a day. In Ina May's Guide to Childbirth, she said do 100 squats a day. I'm really trying to go slow and controlled and keep up this squatting movement. So I'm going from top all the way down to bottom and back up. So I'm trying to do that at least 50 to 100 times a day. That strengthens your legs and your pelvis. And the purpose is you want to have this position down because this is a really good position to give birth in because it shortens the birth canal and it opens your pelvis up 10 to 30%. So compared to some of the other positions, this one will open up your pelvis. So another one that we are doing every day, I think we're doing this about 80 times, is they call it the pelvic rock, but I refer to it as cat-cow because that's all I know it as, because it is a yoga pose. It's just, you know, rocking your pelvis and moving your low back. This position tones and conditions your abdomen and your low back. It helps relieve pressure on your back. And if your baby's really posterior, doing the cat-cow, since your belly's, you know, hanging, it's gonna help move your baby forward to the front, more anterior. So it takes that pressure off your spine and your nerves back there and gives you some relief. So another exercise that we're doing is called the butterfly, or I know them as adductors because at the gym the machine is a abductor machine. So that's when you're spreading your legs with some resistance. So at the gym I do weight and I do a lot of these. My instructor said do 5 to 10 a day. Easy. If you don't go to the gym or anything, you can have your partner put pressure on the outside of your legs and you just slowly push them apart. Or you can use one of those leg bands, put them on the outside of your knees and just slowly go back and forth and exercise that. This just is really strengthening the outside of your legs, and this is gonna help prevent your legs like shaking from being fatigued during labor. Also, this position helps you pull back your legs for labor. So like one of the positions during labor is like you're kind of reclined like this. You're not on your back, but you're like at least at a 45 degree, and then you're holding your legs back. So essentially most of the labor positions imitate a squat. So that's why squatting is so important. So if you're in the squatting position, obviously that's a labor position. Doing that is imitating a squat. If you can give birth in that cat and cow position, so when you're in that position, you kind of like squat back down. The last one that we are doing as far as the exercises are Kegels. This is really important. You want to have a tight pelvic floor because that's going to help push that baby out. So if you have weak pelvic muscles, it can prolong your second stage of labor, which is the pushing stage. It can cause unnecessary pain during labor, and then it can also cause premature flexion on your baby's head. So we want those pelvic muscles tight. So the hardest part about this exercise is remembering to do it. And if you don't know what a Kegel is, so if you're sitting on the toilet and you're peeing and then you stop your pee, that's that Kegel muscle. So you should do Kegels literally your entire life, because in elderly women, it's been proven that those who start doing Kegels stop being incontinent. Maybe this is TMI, but I personally got some Kegel exercise balls. So I put them up there and it helps me remember and focus to do it. And I guess it strengthens it more because they're weighted. So you're welcome, babe. Okay, just kidding. I mean, not really. There are also 2 things that I'm going to start. So drinking raspberry leaf tea and drinking nettle tea. Raspberry leaf tea helps prevent hemorrhaging and it helps tone and strengthen your uterus. And then the nettle tea is full of vitamins A, C, D, K, calcium, and iron, which helps keep your blood healthy. And it also helps with the health and healing after delivery. And it has been said it can help increase your breast milk. And then the second thing I'm going to start doing, this I'll probably do closer to time, is a few weeks before birth, eat 3 to 4 medjool dates, because doing this helps ripen your cervix. Going into labor, your cervix has to shorten and, really disappear for that baby to come out. So this just helps ripen the cervix. Those are 2 things that I'm gonna start doing probably today. Well, the dates thing. I would probably start the dates around 37 weeks. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. That is the things that I'm doing to prepare for labor. If you found it helpful, go ahead and give this video a like. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe, follow along with my journey, and I will see you guys next week.